I'm buried in spreadsheets when the pounding starts at my door, loud, urgent, and relentless, like someone's using their fist instead of knocking. Just a second, I call out, but the hammering doesn't stop. On my laptop screen, Mr. Rosenberg from Wilson Financial waits patiently, his silver-rimmed glasses catching the light as he smiles beside the pie chart labeled Asset Allocation Plan. $620,000. The figure fills half my screen, and even after 3 weeks, it still feels unreal. Miss Alvarez, should we proceed with this allocation? He asks. Sorry, someone's at my door. Can you give me 5 minutes? I reply. The pounding intensifies, shaking the thin door of my apartment. I cross the worn carpet, irritation building. This Zoom call took weeks to schedule. The timing couldn't be worse. I open the door to find my sister, Catalina, mascara streaked, breathing hard as if she's run up all 4 flights. Trinity, she gasps. Eric's business. And it's gone. Completely gone. Her grip tightens painfully on my arm. He owes $200,000 to investors. We're going to lose everything. Kat, I'm in the middle of a meeting. You don't understand. Her voice rises, close to panic. The investors are threatening to sue. We could lose the house, the cars, everything. Before I can react, she pushes past me, filling my small apartment with the sharp scent of her perfume. You have to help me, Eric owes. She stops abruptly, her eyes lock onto my laptop screen, where Mr. Rosenberg still waits, the chart still visible. I watch her expression shift. Desperation drains from her face, replaced by something cool and sharp. Her gaze fixes on the words Asset Allocation Plan and the number beneath it, $620,000. I need to go, I say quickly, snapping my laptop shut. But it's too late. You. Catalina's voice drops to a whisper. You won the lottery? My stomach tightens. This wasn't how anyone was supposed to find out. Not yet. Not until everything was secured and in place. It just happened, I say carefully. I was waiting to tell everyone until... You were going to hide this? Her voice rises, trembling with anger. Hide this while my family is falling apart? Her tears are gone now, replaced by something harsher. My God, Trinity, we're losing everything and you're sitting on a fortune? It's not that simple, Kat. I have plans for this money. I have debt. And I can't believe this. She grabs her purse, shaking. My husband is falling apart, and you're what? Planning your retirement? That's not fair. The door slams hard enough to rattle the frame holding my accounting certificate. I stand still, heart pounding, the silence pressing around me. My phone buzzes. It's probably Mr. Rosenberg, but I can't bring myself to move. My mind drifts back to being 14, begging my parents for piano lessons. Mom's regretful smile. That's too expensive, Trinity. 3 months later, I watched delivery men bring in a gleaming piano for Catalina. 2 years after that, I spent 6 months saving diner tips to buy a rusty old Toyota. That same month, Dad surprised Catalina with a brand new Honda. She's not like you, Trinity, he'd said. She needs the help. My phone rings again, Catalina's name flashing on the screen. I answer hesitant. Kat, listen. Mom and Dad know everything, she cuts in, her tone cold. They want to see you. I was going to tell everyone. I just needed time to... Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. She hangs up. I sink onto the couch, phone still in hand. 3 weeks of planning, how this money could finally change my life. Pay off my student loans, buy a small house, enroll in professional courses, all of it now at risk because of one accidental glimpse. But deep down, I'm not surprised. Catalina always finds a way to make my good fortune about her, and my parents always take her side. Some patterns never change, even as we get older. I reopen my laptop and reconnect the call. Mr. Rosenberg's concerned face fills the screen. Miss Alvarez, is everything all right? No, I admit, my voice steadier than I expect. But let's finish setting up my accounts anyway. I think I'm going to need every protection I can get. At 6 a.m., my phone pings with a text from Catalina. I've barely slept, replaying her dramatic exit over and over. Mom needs to talk to you. Call her. I don't. Not yet. I need coffee and time to think. What am I supposed to say? Sorry I won the lottery and didn't immediately volunteer to fix your problems? By 9 a.m., my mother's name flashes on my phone. I answer. Trinity, she says, her tone sharp and cool. Not worried, just judging. Mom, I was going to tell everyone about the money. I just needed... How could you treat your sister that way? She interrupts. After everything this family has done for you. My hand freezes midair, coffee cup halfway to my lips. What, Mom? Catalina barged in during a meeting and saw something she shouldn't have. Don't lie. Her voice chills further. Catalina told us everything. My stomach twists. What did she tell you? That you humiliated her, that you flaunted your money while she begged for help. The words hit harder than I expect. I grip the phone tighter. That's not what happened, I say, but my mother's voice cuts through. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at Morton's Steakhouse. Your father and I need to talk to you about how you treated Catalina. You will be there, not a request. A pause, a summons. Don't be late. She hangs up. I stare at my phone, my hand shaking with a quiet anger I rarely let myself feel. Catalina hasn't just twisted the story, she's completely rewritten it. Now I'm the villain who humiliated her in her moment of crisis. Before I can stop myself, I call Lauren, my colleague and closest friend, the only one who's seen my family's dynamics for what they are. They're lying about me, I tell her, explaining everything. My mom just called. According to her, I humiliated Catalina. They want to meet tomorrow at Morton's. It's a trap, Trinity, Lauren says firmly. They're going to corner you. I know, I admit quietly, but I can't let them keep twisting the truth. I have to go. I need to set the record straight. Lauren sighs. Fine. But remember, no is a complete sentence. You don't owe them an explanation. The next evening, I arrive at Morton's 10 minutes early. The host leads me to a private room in the back. My heart pounds as I open the heavy oak door. My parents and Catalina sit on one side of the table like a tribunal, cold, silent, disapproving. No one stands to greet me. Sit down, my father, Miguel, orders, pointing to the empty chair opposite them. I sit, keeping my expression neutral. When the waiter appears, my father waves him away. We'll order later. I can't believe you would treat your sister this way, he begins as soon as the door closes. I treated her? The words come out before I can stop them. She stormed into my apartment. My mother's face tightens. Don't lie. Catalina told us everything. Eric's debt is $200,000. This is life or death for them. Catalina stares at the tablecloth, a single tear sliding down her cheek. Perfect timing, as always. I wasn't going to hide the money forever, I say, trying to stay calm. I just needed time to set things up properly. My father leans forward, eyes hard. We've discussed it. You'll give your sister $310,000. Half for you, half for her. She'll pay off the debt and start over. That's fair. I stare at him stunned. Half my money, just like that. As if my lottery winnings weren't mine at all, but a shared family fund. As if I had no right to my own future. Fair? The word feels heavy on my tongue. It's my money. I have plans for it. A plan? My mother scoffs. What plan could be more important than saving your sister's family? I want to explain. The student loans, the certification courses, the down payment on a small home. But I stop. They wouldn't care. They never do. Either you agree to split it, my father says, voice low and final, or you're no longer our daughter. Don't ever come back. The silence that follows is thick, not a discussion, a command backed by threat. And in that moment, the small, foolish hope I'd always carried, that one day they'd treat me as equal to Catalina, finally dies. I rise slowly, reach into my purse, and pull out my wallet. I place 5 $20 bills on the table. For my part of the meal, I say evenly, I used to think I was just an outsider in this family. Thank you for proving it tonight. Catalina's head snaps up in shock. My mother's mouth opens, but no words come. My father's face darkens with anger. I turn and walk toward the door, steady and unhurried. Trinity, don't you dare walk out, my mother calls after me. But I already have. I step into the cool evening air, my hands shaking but my mind clear. For the first time in my life, I've chosen myself over their approval. It feels both freeing and painful, like cutting a cord I'd been bound to since birth. I get into my car, grip the steering wheel, and exhale slowly. My phone vibrates in my purse, no doubt my mother again. I silence it. The family I've always known is behind me now. Whatever comes next is mine to decide. Over the next 30 minutes, my phone buzzes 17 times. The last call flashes a name I haven't seen in years, Uncle Richard. I let it ring again and again. 14 voicemails pile up. I play the most recent one. Trinity, it's Uncle Rich. This isn't like you. Your sister's in crisis. How can you be so selfish? Call your mother. Delete. The next is from Aunt Patricia. You're ungrateful after everything your parents did for you. Family means sacrifice. Delete. 3 more texts arrive in quick succession. 2 from cousins I barely recognize, 1 from my father. I open his. You're embarrassing this family? You think we'll just let this go? You'll regret this. My stomach tightens. The thread is clear. I drop the phone onto the couch. A week has passed since I left that steakhouse, and the pressure hasn't stopped. Every vibration of my phone makes my chest tighten. Every message, selfish, ungrateful, heartless, chips away at me. My finger hovers over my banking app. Maybe I should just wire the money, make it all stop. Let Catalina have her way, like always. Instead, I call Lauren. They won't stop, I tell her, my voice breaking. It's everyone now, my aunts, uncles, cousins. My dad just threatened me. What exactly did he say? She asks calmly. I read her the text. There's a pause. That's not a father, Trinity, she says at last. That's extortion. I take a shaky breath. Maybe I should just give them something, half of what they asked. Just to make this stop, I whisper, but Lauren's voice cuts through the phone, steady, sharp, and unlike I've ever heard before. Listen to me carefully, Trinity. If you give in now, you'll be their bank forever. This isn't family, it's extortion. You're stronger than this. I end the call and hold the phone against my chest as quiet tears slip down my face. But when I glance at the glowing screen, my father's threat staring back at me in the dark, something shifts inside. The fear is still there, but colder now, steadier. I no longer feel afraid. I feel done. Wiping my eyes, I walk to my desk and open my laptop. I create a new email address, then block every number that's called or texted me this past week. 17 in total. When the notifications finally stop, the silence feels fragile but freeing. Next, I call my landlord. Miss Reynolds, this is Trinity Alvarez from 4B. I need to break my lease. I'll pay the penalty. That's a 3-month fee, Miss Alvarez. Are you sure? Yes, I reply. Do you have any openings in your other properties? Something unlisted if possible. A pause. There's one in our West Side complex. It just became available yesterday. Not listed yet. I'll take it. I hang up and glance around my apartment. 4 years of my life contained in these walls. 4 years of slow progress, steady payments, and hard work making this space mine. I pull out a suitcase, drag out the storage bins, and start folding clothes methodically. Each motion is deliberate. I'm not running away. I'm repositioning. 4 days later, I'm sealing another box when the pounding starts again. Not knocking. Pounding. Trinity, Catalina's voice, shrill and cracking. I know you're in there. Open this door right now. I freeze, a framed photo of Lauren and me still in my hand. I place it in the box and turn toward the sound. You're a coward, she yells. You're destroying this family. How can you just hide while everything falls apart? I stand silently in the middle of my half-packed apartment. The person I used to be, the one who rushed to explain, defend, and comfort, is gone. Dad had to take money from their retirement, she cries, her voice breaking. They're going to lose the house because of you. I tape the box shut without a word. Trinity, please? Her voice softens, trembling with tears. Please, I'm begging you. I press my palms over my ears, but I can still hear her sobbing. For a moment, the part of me that always wanted to fix things stirs, but I push it down. I can't keep saving people who refuse to stand on their own. Eventually, her cries fade. When I check the peephole, the hallway is empty. I look around at the bare walls and stacked boxes. This isn't just a move. It's a reset. At 7, the doorbell rings. Lauren stands there holding a pizza box and a roll of packing tape. Reinforcements have arrived, she says, stepping inside. She surveys the boxes. You weren't kidding. You're really doing this. She picks up a few envelopes from the pile of unopened mail, several marked final notice. Good, she says. Scorched earth. I'm proud of you. We sit cross-legged on the floor, eating pizza straight from the box. She nods toward my open laptop. What's that? My financial plan, I say. I'm following it exactly as I wrote it. Lauren leans over to read the spreadsheet. 65% invested, 10 for debt and CPA fees, 20 for a house down payment, 5 for emergencies. She smiles. Very you. My family thinks I'm hiding, I tell her. But I'm building. CPA fees? She asks. I'm signing up for the certification program. I should have done it years ago, so while they've been attacking me, I've been planning my future. I pull up the CPA exam application. They can fight over money that isn't theirs. I have work to do. Lauren raises her soda can. To scorched earth. I clink mine against hers. And new growth. 2 days later, I stand in my new apartment, bare except for a folding chair, laptop, and air mattress. The silence is total. No pounding, no messages, no demands, just peace. I open my laptop to the CPA registration page. The fee, $1,200, is steep, but now it feels like an investment, not a burden. My finger hovers over submit payment. For 29 years, I've lived by what my family needed from me, the responsible one, the problem solver, the fallback. I click submit, the confirmation screen appears. My phone is silent, the apartment feels like a fortress. The battle is over. From now on, I'm focused on my life. Trinity Alvarez, CPA. Not sister, not daughter, not savior. Just me. A year passes without a single call or message. The silence stretches wide, an ocean that no one tries to cross. But unlike before, when quiet meant rejection, this silence feels intentional. At the library, textbooks spread across the table. I highlight a section on corporate tax law. Around me, other future CPAs study with the same focus. My marker moves across the page, steady, certain. The exam is 2 weeks away when my phone buzzes. A text from Lauren, "How's the studying marathon going? Still alive?" I smile and reply, "Barely. Tax laws are trying to kill me." She replies with a laughing emoji and a message, "You've got this. Drinks after you ace that test." The text makes me smile. Lauren has been my steady support this past year. When my family's calls finally stopped, she was there, with takeout and bad movies. On my birthday, the first without a call from my mother, she showed up with cupcakes and refused to let me drown in sadness. The day of the CPA exam arrives with a light spring rain tapping against my windshield. The testing center is sterile and quiet, rows of computers occupied by people radiating the same nervous energy. I take my seat, inhale deeply, and begin. 4 hours later, I walk out exhausted, my mind foggy, but my heart grounded. I did this on my own, no family drama, no distractions, just focus and resolve. 6 weeks later, an email appears in my inbox titled CPA Examination Results. My hands tremble as I click it open. "Congratulations, Trinity Alvarez. You have successfully passed all sections of the Uniform CPA examination." I stare at the screen, pressing a hand to my mouth to stifle a sound that's part laugh, part disbelief. Moments later, my work email pings again. "Trinity, congratulations on your CPA certification. This, along with your consistent performance, warrants recognition. Please see me this afternoon to discuss your promotion to senior accountant, effective next month. Howard Miller, CFO." The message is short and formal, but it's the validation I've worked toward for years. I cover my eyes with my hands and take a deep breath. 3 months later, I stand in the front yard of my new home, watching the realtor pull a sold sticker across the for sale sign. The house is modest, a 2-bedroom bungalow with faded green shutters and a slanted porch, but it's mine. Every chipped tile and creaky floorboard belongs to me. "Congratulations, Miss Alvarez," the realtor says, handing me the keys gleaming in the sunlight. "You're officially a homeowner." I trace the edges of the key. $124,000 down on a 15-year mortgage my new salary can handle comfortably. Exactly as planned since the day I received that lottery check. That evening, I plant purple and yellow pansies along the walkway, the cool soil pressing between my fingers. When I'm done, I sit on the porch steps with a glass of wine, watching the sunset glow over my little house. My phone rarely rings now. No crises, no demands, just the occasional call from Lauren, my boss, or a client. The calm feels earned. What I don't know, what I couldn't know, is that across town, my parents are signing papers of their own. Miguel and Teresa Alvarez sit at the same dining table where we once shared Sunday dinners, listening as a man in a suit explains terms like home equity line of credit and disbursement schedule. $200,000 is a large portion of your home equity, he warns. Are you sure? My father nods firmly. Our daughter needs us. Her husband's business failed. They have nowhere else to turn. My mother's hand trembles as she signs beside his. They believe they're saving Catalina, protecting Eric's reputation, preserving the family name. What they don't realize, what they won't discover until it's too late, is that Eric's business never existed. 2 weeks later, Eric cashes the $200,000 check, hands shaking. He doesn't pay off investors. Instead, he makes a call. "I've got the money," he says. "All of it. We're square now, right?" The voice on the other end is cool. That covers the principal. There's still the matter of interest. "What? You said $200,000 would clear it. That was before you missed 3 payments. I don't have anything else. My in-laws mortgaged their house for this." A low chuckle follows. Not our problem. You've got 30 days. A month later, my father opens the door to find two men standing there. They don't look like professionals, one with a tattoo creeping up his neck, the other with a scar slicing through his eyebrow. Mr. Alvarez? The taller man says politely. We're associates of Eric's. May we come in? Without waiting, they step inside. There's been a misunderstanding, says the man with the scar, lifting a family photo from the wall. Eric told you he needed money for his business, right? My father nods, confusion deepening. That's odd, the tattooed man says, expression flat. Because Eric doesn't have a business. He has a gambling problem, and he owes another $150,000. My mother's fingers slip, the photo shattering on the floor. That's not possible, she whispers. We gave him everything to pay off his business debts. Not business, the taller one corrects. Blackjack, some sports betting. He's been a loyal customer for years. My father sinks into his chair. Years? Oh, yes, the man replies. Didn't your daughter tell you? Surprising she tolerated it this long. Most wives notice when the mortgage isn't paid. Across town, Catalina tears through Eric's office, ripping drawers open, searching through files. Behind the water heater, she finds what she's been dreading. Bank statements showing casino withdrawals, credit card bills for cash advances, and forged loan documents bearing her name. Later that night, while I'm watering the pansies outside my quiet new home, Catalina sits at her kitchen table, staring at the ruins of hers. Divorce papers lie open before her, and her hands remain steady as she signs each marked section. Upstairs, her children sleep, unaware their world is about to shift completely. The next morning, Eric comes home to find the locks changed and a manila envelope taped to the front door. While I plan my spring garden, my sister starts planning her life as a single mother. I've nearly forgotten what it feels like to wake up without anxiety. My mornings now belong to me alone. Coffee brewing in a kitchen with pale green walls I chose myself, sunlight spilling through untouched curtains. My CPA license hangs beside my accounting degree. The silence in my home feels earned. A notification chimes as I review quarterly projections. A new email. The small sound makes my stomach tighten. From Teresa Alvarez, 1963, at email.com. I haven't seen that address in over a year. My finger hovers over delete. I should ignore it, protect the distance I've built. But a quiet pull makes me open it. The message is short. Your father and I took out a HELOC to pay Eric's debts, thinking we were helping his business. It wasn't enough. Loan sharks came to our house. We learned the truth. It wasn't business, it was gambling. We've lost everything. Catalina has filed for divorce. We're not asking for money. We just want to talk. The words blur. Loan sharks. Gambling. Lost savings. The pain isn't about Eric's lies. It's about my parents once again sacrificing everything for others. I push back from my desk, pacing the hardwood floors I chose, past the frame certification that cost me years of study. My phone buzzes, Lauren. I let it ring. Her voicemail is cheerful. Hey, big review with Hannigan today. Knock him dead, then dinner at McCormick's. She doesn't know about the email. This choice is mine alone. I hit reply and type 6 words, Café Brûlée. Tomorrow, 12:30, my lunch break. The decision feels strange but empowering, like breaking in new shoes that still pinch a little. The next day I dress with purpose. Charcoal skirt, white blouse, and the forest green blazer I bought after my promotion. The woman in the mirror looks composed and confident, nothing like the trembling accountant who sat in that steakhouse booth 14 months ago. Café Brûlée sits between a bookstore and a bakery. I arrive early and pick a table by the window, sunlight warming the polished wood. I order black coffee and wait. My parents arrive together, scanning the cafe. They look smaller now. My father's shoulders sag, and my mother clutches her purse tightly. I don't wave. I simply watch as they make their way to me. Trinity, my father says, voice rough. Thank you for meeting us. They sit down, shifting awkwardly. The waiter comes. They order water. How have you been? My mother asks, eyes studying my face. Good, I answer simply. I passed my CPA exam, got promoted to senior accountant 6 months ago. Congratulations, my father replies softly, the word hanging heavy in the air. Silence stretches until he breaks it. We were wrong, he admits. We believed what we wanted to believe. His voice falters. We've lost everything. My mother's eyes glisten. We just didn't know. The bell above the door rings. Catalina walks in. She looks different. Thinner, makeup minimal, clothes simple. She sits without a greeting, eyes steady on mine. I was jealous, she begins. You always seemed sure of yourself. I thought I was saving my family from a business failure. Then I learned it was gambling. Her voice wavers. I divorced him. She glances at our parents, then back to me. I realize their help is what broke me. I'm a single mom now, and I finally understand the weight you carried. I sip my coffee and let her words sink in. I feel no anger, no triumph, only quiet pity. They didn't just lose money. They sacrificed their future chasing what they thought I owed them. I'm glad you're finding your way, I say at last. And that you're moving forward. I glance at my watch. My lunch break's over. I need to get back. Their faces register surprise, as if they expected forgiveness or an offer of help. I take a $5 bill from my wallet and set it beside my cup. Just enough for the coffee. Take care of yourselves, I say, smoothing my blazer. As I step into the sunlight, I feel their eyes on my back. I didn't harm them. I simply built my own life while they unraveled theirs. My boundaries didn't destroy my family. They forced them to finally face the truth. That's revenge enough. As I walk back toward my office, my phone buzzes with a message from Lauren. How did it go? I reply, It's over. I'll tell you tonight. For the first time in 14 months, I feel completely free. 5 years pass in a blur. I stand before the mirror in the executive restroom, adjusting my blazer and reminding myself that I've earned this moment. The nameplate on my office door now reads Trinity Alvarez, accounting manager. On my desk, my MBA diploma rests in a plain frame, a quiet reminder of 3 years of nights and weekends spent studying. My phone buzzes again. A text from Catalina. Dropping the kids at Mom's Saturday. Want to bring them by Sunday for lunch? They've been asking about Aunt Trinity. I smile faintly. The messages come often now. Brief, polite, steady. Nothing like the desperate calls from years ago. Catalina works full-time at Blooms and Baskets on Hawthorne, arranging flowers with the same hands that once pounded on my apartment door. Sunday works? 12:30? I text back. The woman staring back at me in the mirror looks nothing like the one who once huddled in a small apartment, staring at numbers that didn't add up. That woman hoped for a miracle to fix her life. She never realized how that change would reshape everyone else's too. Later that night, I log into my investment account. The portfolio grows steadily, not spectacularly, but as consistency promises. My attention shifts to a smaller account in the corner of the screen. Alvarez Children 529 Plan. Each month, I deposit $1,000 into it, divided between my niece and nephew. The doorbell rings. Through the peephole, I see Lauren holding a bottle of wine and 2 takeout bags. You're going to be late for your own celebration dinner, she says, breezing in with the same easy confidence she had when helping me move years ago. I was reviewing something, I reply, closing the laptop. Let me guess, the kids' college fund? Lauren teases, pouring 2 glasses of wine. Not obsessed, I say, smiling. Just committed. I take a sip. Dad called yesterday, asked for another loan. Lauren raises an eyebrow. And? I said no, like always, I answer. But I reminded him about the grandkids' birthdays next month. My parents still live in the same house, burdened by the debt that will follow them indefinitely. Our relationship now survives on neutral ground, occasional lunches and polite holiday visits. They've learned, slowly but surely, that my boundaries aren't negotiable. Your interview comes out tomorrow, Lauren says, unpacking containers of Thai food. The business journal piece. I nod, remembering the reporter's last question. You've had such a fast rise in your career. What's your secret? The answer came easily. I didn't win the lottery to get rich. I wanted to understand my worth and to use it to end my family's cycle. The reporter looked puzzled, so I explained about the college fund for Catalina's children, how I'm helping the next generation start stronger, how some cycles end not through confrontation but through quiet redirection. Sunday arrives bright and warm. Sunlight floods my kitchen as Catalina's car pulls into the driveway. 2 children burst from the car, running to the door. Aunt Trinity, they shout, throwing their arms around me. Catalina stands behind them, no longer the favored daughter, just a tired mother working long hours. Our eyes meet. They saw your picture in that business journal, she says softly. They've been telling everyone at school their aunt is famous. Hardly famous, I reply, smiling as I usher them inside. You're successful, she says simply. There's no resentment now, only quiet acknowledgement. You did it right. What she doesn't say is clear enough. I was strong when she wasn't, steady when she fell apart, firm where she wavered. Instead, she just says, "Thanks for having us over." And I know, in her own way, she's learning to break her cycles too.